have constructed 4 major dams and water schemes to provide water for household use, aquaculture, livestock, and irrigation. We have constructed 4,151 boreholes, complete with hand pumps to increase access to water. Vote for President Edgar Chagwa Lungu and the PF that have brought you change.
Virtual campaign at the Mulungushi Conference Center. Now, of course, this is a memorable turn of event. This year alone brings with it a challenge of COVID-19, and as a leader who only shows interest and care for the Zambian people, he has seen it very important that we go the virtual route rather than the physical campaign way. Now, of course, in attendance was President Edgar Lungu's running mate, Professor Kanduluo, as well as Vice President Inonge Wina, including members of the Central Committee and PF political officials. And this year alone, there is a slogan that the PF government they're using, which is Alewele la Pupampando. In translation, is coming back on the seat. Now, to support Edgar Lungu, artists like Mark II, Yo Maps, as well as Mumpy and Dandy Crazy, among many other artists, came through with their songs and sang those songs in order to support the president as he contests for the August 12 general election. Now, Mr. Samuel Mukupa, PF chairman, has did highly talk about the vast developmental accomplishment that the PF government, through the able leadership of President Edgar Lungu, that they have achieved as a government, and that they are willing to advance even once given the second tenure in office. And they intend to actually continue the developmental project moving forward. Now, of course, Mr. Samuel Mukupa did also allude to the fact that all PF members should go flat out and campaign for Professor Luo as well as President Edgar Lungu in the coming election. Now, the president's speech was quite interesting because it did touch many key aspects, looking at the fact that we are going towards election, and the virtual way will be a platform where all the messages for all the political parties vying for public offices will be using, in as much as conveying messages for people to listen to and make an informed decision. President Lungu spoke proudly of the fact that the PF government has done a lot in terms of infrastructure development, the building of schools, the building of houses for officers, men in uniform, men and women in uniform, as well as the building of clinics countrywide. This is something that the president strongly and proudly spoke about, and he said that the PF is willing to even do more once they retain the seat. Now, of course, the other aspect that the president did make mention is that he will continue upholding the Christian value, and this is something that Zambia has always had to cherish as a country, and him and his government will continue to uphold these very principles. Now, the president did emphasize that young people, the youths, including women, are key pillars when it comes to developmental issues, and he has said he will keep on empowering women as well as youth in various ventures and sectors so that this country can be developed. And President Lungu also has clearly indicated to say that his party will not be doing the physical campaign or rallies because of COVID-19. And him being a leader, he has shown great leadership, and he has employed all political parties that are vying for office to make sure that they take the virtual way in order to protect the citizen from getting the virus. Now, of course, the ECZ did make mention to say that all political party contesting in this year's election should not go the physical way of campaigning, but the virtual way of campaigning due to COVID-19, which has killed more than 1,267 people countrywide. Now, of course, there are issues that are coming in from different stakeholders on the way forward when it comes to this virtual aspect. Well, President Lungu has called on the police to make sure that all those breaking the law are taken into account for that very fact. Now, beside that aspect, also President has applauded the Vice President for her hard work as the Vice President for this great nation over a period until now. Now, also, Mr. President did make an allude to the fact that Vice President Inonge Winner acted and worked in accordance to the expectation that he had for the Vice President, and the wisdom that he has received from the Vice President is very important, and she will remain in the picture as in giving guidance as the party moves forward. Well, many things were touched from the economics perspective as well as the social perspective, and one thing that the president did make mention as well was the fact that the economy is a bit shaky, and that's the reason why the party manifesto will solve the many economic challenges that the Zambian people may talk about now. But he says that all these things are in planning phase, and once they retain their seat, they will make sure that you have the economy that you deserve as the Zambian people. Well, the much to be desired was that the president did take the opportunity on the launch to also appoint a provincial coordinator to rally behind President Lungu in making sure that all campaign programs are taken in a right accord. Now, of course, different individuals were appointed in different provinces as they'll be backing on a flat-out campaign for the PF. Now, of course, other issues came in as a result of the developmental project that the president wants to continue, not only stopping now, but he wants to continue once he returns offices, and he wants you as the Zambian people to give him that vote so that we can see that vast development that Zambia deserves. Well, thank you very much for watching Live TV. Coming up next, more interesting shows.
We have built trade schools in rural areas to enhance skills training among youths. We also implemented youth empowerment programs across the country. Vote for President Edgar Chagwa Lungu and the PF that have brought you change.